Okay, so in the previous one, we learned that you could play all these kinds of scales over the top of a major chord. It's very neutral, and especially when you comes to chromatic mediant shifts, if you're just using one chord, you could use pretty much any scale, and this is going to be completely up to you how you do it, and I can't tell you exactly an exact formula because there isn't one. So what we're going to do is we're going to write out a bunch of third related chords and then create a little harmonic sequence, and I'll improvise on it and we'll see what the sound that's produced that comes out. So let's just go ahead and start. I'm going to write a D major chord, okay? And we'll go ahead and stick in the F sharp. And what we'll do is we'll use the scale D major over that chord for our melodic content. Now we'll go to B flat. Now I know that's the borrowed flat 6 of parallel minor, but we're not thinking in terms like that. We're thinking in terms of simply chromatic mediant moves, third related moves. So I'm going to use B flat Lydian. Let me see. Lydian. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll just alternate between these two, maybe twice. I'll just go ahead and paste it. And then on the second time the B flat Lydian happens, we'll go to a chord that's a third away, G, a G major chord. And let's remind ourselves that there's a natural, not a flat B. And we'll use G Lydian, just on that one there. Okay, so let's accord a third apart from that. A third away is B major. So instead of B flat, now B major from the G. So we'll go ahead and sharp the D and the F. Okay, and maybe we'll alternate between the B major and the G. We're going to use B major as the scale too. And maybe we'll alternate between that and G Lydian for a second. Kind of give us a similarity between the start point. So I just copy and paste that. So let's go ahead and get that over. Actually, no, I'm just going to write it out. So we'll take, again, the G Lydian. Okay. And remind ourselves that the D is natural. Okay. On that chord. And then we'll jump from the, let me write this in, G Lydian. And we'll jump from that to an E chord that's a third away from a G chord, okay? An E major chord. This is all major chords. And go ahead and sharp the G. Oops. So now we have, let's use E Mixolydian flat 6 when we use that chord. If you don't know what that scale is, that's fine too. I'll link a video to it. That particular scale. And then we'll alternate between that and a C major chord. Oops. Let me correct this. Okay, which is a third away. So let's put a natural in the G, and we'll use C Lydian again, and we'll alternate between C Lydian and E Mixolydian flat 6. And I'm going to improvise this in. I hope I don't mess up. So we're just going to use this formula. I'm just going to look at this formula. And I'm not a piano player, so bear that in mind. The accompaniment may not be the best. We're just looking to create some song type material. So over the D major, over the D, B flat, Lydian, D major, B flat Lydian, and then G Lydian, B major. G G Lydian, B major, G Lydian, E mixed Lydian flat 6, C Lydian, E mixed Lydian flat 6, C Lydian, E mixed Lydian flat 6. Sorry, it's hard to talk. So we have as a formula here where we can use all major chords, doing D major to B flat Lydian, doing that twice, D major, B flat Lydian, G Lydian, B major, G Lydian, B major, G Lydian, E mixed Lydian flat 6, C Lydian, E mixed Lydian flat 6, and it just alternated between that and C Lydian. So you see what's going on here is I'm not thinking in terms of what key am I related to. I'm just playing single chords. I'm not playing any chords, other chords from D major. I'm just using that scale content. Then when I shift to B flat, I'm using the Lydian scale content for B flat. When I shift to G, I was using Lydian. When I shift to the B major chord, I used the B major scale and then alternated between G Lydian scale on the G chord. We're just using single chords here. We're not using all the chords from the keys. We're just doing chromatic mediant shifts and then kind of choosing a scale. And you notice it comes out kind of like very enchanting sounding, especially with all those Lydians and whatnot. That will often be the case with Lydian in these chromatic median shifts. It has a really nice effect. So okay, so we've used just major chords and mediant shifts in a sequence, and let's move on to the next topic.